Making headlines, Maldives elected UN General Assembly Vice President for September 2025 session. Maldivian Hajj pilgrims to receive free medication after doctor consultations. And Maldives Monetary Authority rejects unverified banking license procedure claims.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to MMTV News in English with me, Mariam Milza Masood. The Maldives has been elected as one of the vice presidents of the 80th session of the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, set to begin in September 2025, President Dr. Mohamed Moise announced on Monday. In a post shared on his official X account, President Dr. Moise expressed gratitude for the international community's confidence in the Maldives, adding that the country looks forward to working collaboratively with global partners to ensure a successful General Assembly session. The appointment comes at a significant milestone for the Maldives as the country celebrates 60 years of membership in the United Nations. President Dr. Moise reaffirmed the Maldives' enduring commitment to strengthening the multilateral system and advancing shared global priorities through constructive engagement and diplomacy. Maldivians undertaking the Hajj pilgrimage will now receive medication free of charge following a doctor's consultation.
President Dr. Mohamed Moise made this announcement on Monday during a visit to the accommodation facility for Maldivian pilgrims in Makkah. Effective immediately, the initiative ensures that all necessary medication and vaccinations for Hajj will be provided at no cost on every inhabited island in the Maldives. The president confirmed that facilities will be established across islands to support smooth vaccine delivery and related services. He also highlighted his administration's commitment to comprehensive support for pilgrims from arrival in Makkah to their return home. He noted the close coordination between the Ministry of Islamic Affairs and the Maldives Hajj Corporation in addressing pilgrims' needs at every stage. During the meeting, the president praised the Saudi government's preparations for this year's Hajj season, particularly the Makkah Route Initiative, which has enhanced efficiency in immigration and logistics. He also announced improved accommodation in Mina for Maldivians, including a dedicated health clinic exclusively for their use. The President and First Lady, Madam Sajida Mohammed, engaged with individual pilgrims during the visit. This year, 1,000 Maldivians are performing the Hajj pilgrimage.
The Minister of Islamic Affairs, Dr. Muhammad Shaheen Ali Saeed, has denied reports alleging that the duration of this year's Hajj pilgrimage for Maldivian pilgrims has been shortened to 15 days.
Addressing the media, Minister Dr. Shaheen dismissed the claims as unfounded and cautioned against the dissemination of misinformation on issues of national relevance. Providing clarification on the matter, the minister stated that according to the information from the Hajj Corporation, no Maldivian pilgrim will be undertaking a 15-day pilgrimage. He explained that those traveling on one of the scheduled flights will remain in Saudi Arabia for 18 days, while pilgrims on the remaining 3 flights will stay for 19 days. Offering historical context, Minister Dr. Shaheen noted that in previous years, the duration of the pilgrimage was significantly longer, often extended to around 30 days. In recent years, however, the period has typically ranged between 22 and 25 days, depending on the itinerary. He stated that this variation is primarily due to the additional days required to return to Makkah after visiting Medina. This year, however, there will be a change in the travel pattern. Pilgrims will not return to Makkah. Instead, they will depart directly from Medina to Maldives. Dr. Shaheen explained that this adjustment has been made in compliance with new directives from Saudi authorities aimed at safeguarding the health, safety, and well-being of pilgrims. The minister stressed the importance of responsible public communication and urged individuals to refrain from making speculative or baseless statements. He assured that any genuine public concerns regarding the pilgrimage would be addressed transparently and through appropriate dialogue.
Fenaka Corporation has announced a significant reduction in electricity tariffs following a directive issued by President Dr. Mohammad Muiz. The corporation confirmed that the revised lower electricity rates will be reflected in bills issued from May onwards. In an official statement, it noted that the tariff adjustment is fully aligned with the President's decision to reduce electricity costs for domestic consumers. To ensure equitable implementation, Fenaka clarified that customers who have already paid their May bills will receive a corresponding deduction in their June invoices. Those who have not yet settled their May payments will be issued updated bills, recalculated according to the new reduced rates. The revised tariffs are set to come into effect from the first day of the upcoming month. According to the President, this initiative directly responds to one of the most frequently raised concerns during the presidential campaign: the high cost of electricity. To ensure the long-term viability of this policy, the President has instructed the relevant authorities to undertake all necessary measures to implement the changes efficiently and responsibly. Australia has officially opened its first resident embassy in the Maldives, located in the Hotel Gen building in Male City. Speaking at the inauguration of Australia's first embassy in the Maldives, Minister of Agriculture and Animal Welfare Dr. Maria Maria highlighted the long-standing relationship between the two countries, describing it as one built on mutual trust and respect. She said the opening of the embassy marked a significant step forward in strengthening bilateral ties. Minister Dr. Maria also acknowledged Australia's continued support to the Maldives, particularly in areas such as maritime security, education, and healthcare. She concluded her remarks by expressing hopes for continued progress, prosperity, and happiness for both nations. The ceremony was also attended by Australia's Deputy Prime Minister and Minister for Defence, Richard Marles, who emphasised that the establishment of the embassy reflects Australia's commitment to deepening its relationship with the Maldives. In his remarks, Marles highlighted Australia's ongoing support in education and capacity building and expressed optimism about expanding cooperation in the area of defence. He announced that Australia will donate a vessel to assist in maintaining maritime security in Maldivian waters. Additionally, he said efforts are underway to offer training opportunities for Maldivians through the Royal Australian Navy. Marles expressed his intention to further strengthen ties between the Australian Navy and the Maldives National Defence Force in the years ahead. Speaking at the ceremony, Australian Ambassador to the Maldives, David Jessup, highlighted the support Australia has extended to the Maldives over the years. He noted that more than 700 Maldivians have received training in Australia, including individuals who now hold senior roles in government and politics. Diplomatic relations between Australia and the Maldives were formally established in 1974. We'll see you soon after a short break.
Mate, it's madness in here today.
Of course, bro. It's the kickoff. It's the new Premier League season. I'll be ready. Get loud. This is new faces, latest drip, and fresh trims. It's time to believe. The greatest league in the world is back.
Brought to you by MediaNet.
Kafa, tiga pocket ennetannu kontaga phone lani. Kafa passport atungi fangolani ko gillijiayo. Kafe kanitadani foshi gillijiayo.
Kokko hasnuwe kafe dani hajjan umra plan nagag. Konkamaka kafa haswambi. Ituru malumat Elite mobile app adi myelite.mv.
Elite Ailaya Marhaba.
Welcome back. Looking into further news, recent data released by the Maldives Monetary Authority (MMA) reveals a substantial increase in both the volume and value of fish and fish products exported over the past year. According to figures provided by the central bank, exports reached 31.3k metric tons by April this year, marking a significant rise of 64.7% compared to 19k metric tons during the same period in 2024. This growth was particularly pronounced in the export of fresh, chilled, and frozen skipjack tuna. While around 15.9k metric tons of these products were exported last year, this year's figure surged to 24.7k metric tons. The quantity of fish weighed also increased. It stood at 26.9k metric tons last year, but rose by 16.7% to 31.4k metric tons by the end of April this year. Alongside the rise in export volumes, the overall value of fish exports have improved markedly. Between January and April 2024, the total export value was reported at $37 million. For the same year, it climbed to $52.5 million or MVR 809.6 million, reflecting a 42.1% increase in revenue. Supporting fishermen, MIFCO has reportedly ensured payments within 48 hours of fish delivery since December last year, a move aimed at improving cash flow and providing greater financial stability to the fishing community. The Maldives Monetary Authority MMA issues a formal statement rejecting unverified claims circulating about its banking license procedures.
The authority warned that spreading such misinformation undermines the transparency and credibility of its regulatory system. In its clarification, the MMA stated that banking licenses are issued through a structured three-stage process as outlined in the Banking Act. The process begins with guidance for applicants on required criteria and documentation, followed by a formal assessment, and concludes with the potential issuance of a license. During assessment, the authority reviews the applicant's financial strength, source of capital, suitability of shareholders and executives, and the soundness of the proposed business model. Applications are first reviewed by the licensing section. If found eligible, they are forwarded to the Advisory Committee on Financial Institution Licensing, then to the Governor, and finally to the MMA Board for a decision. If approved, a conditional license is issued, allowing the applicant to carry out preparatory tasks such as business registration and infrastructure setup. A full license is granted only after the MMA confirms that all legal, structural, and technical requirements are met. The MMA also clarified that rejected applications can be resubmitted at any time, though they are treated as entirely new applications and subject to full review. The authority reaffirmed its commitment to maintaining the integrity of the financial sector, stating that licenses are granted only when all conditions are fully satisfied.
The Ministry of Construction, Housing and Infrastructure has announced changes regarding the location of plots for landowners in Gulifar following a revision of the original land use plan. In a notice published in the Gazette on June 2nd, it was confirmed that the locations of plots previously assigned to individuals under the initial Gulifar land use plan have been amended. This adjustment follows a draw held on Friday, May 30, 2025, involving beneficiaries named in an earlier announcement by the ministry. Accompanying the changes, a detailed list of landowners has been gazetted specifying their form numbers, lot numbers, and the sizes of the newly allocated plots. The original land use plan introduced by the previous government on August 24, 2023 was later found to lack essential components necessary for the development of a functional residential area. As a result, the government revised the plan and issued a new version on October 27, 2024. The updated plan included a new draw for land allocation, encompassing areas earmarked by the government for additional dredging. Notably, some beneficiaries after the August 2023 plan had been allocated plots in zones now planned for dredging. Although registration certificates were issued to individuals under the Secured Land Act under the original August 2023 plan, the registration process under the revised October 2024 plan has been more complex, primarily due to the allocation of plots in undredged areas. President Dr. Mohamed Moise has announced plans to implement environmentally friendly biking systems across all cities in the Maldives as part of the government's broader efforts to promote sustainable urban transport. The announcement was made in a post shared on X to mark World Bicycle Day today. President Dr. Moise emphasized the urgent need for sustainable transportation solutions amid increasing urban congestion, stating that the government is actively working towards establishing biking systems that are both eco-friendly and accessible. In his post, President Dr. Moise described the bicycle as a simple, cost-effective and sustainable mode of transport that plays a vital role in building greener, more livable cities. World Bicycle Day, celebrated annually on June 3, was declared by the United Nations in 2018 to recognize the bicycle's uniqueness, longevity and versatility as a practical and environmentally friendly means of transport. The day also highlights the role of bicycles in promoting sustainable development, improving public health and enhancing access to education and social inclusion, particularly in urban areas facing growing challenges of congestion and pollution. That's all the news we have for today. Thank you for watching and have a pleasant day.